I think just because it's so out there and it's so open and there's so many things. I know that at any time if I wanted to drink being under 21, it wouldn't be a problem. I have so many friends that, yeah, Dan, you would come out drinking with us tonight, and it's just constantly out there. And the same with smoking, and people get to school and, parents aren't there to tell you not to sleep around, and people sleep around, and it's out there and it's open and it's tough. It's real tough.
When I first came to OSU, I was a really strong Christian, and then my roommate wasn't, and neither were my neighbors, and I fell in with kind of the wrong crowd, met some really cute boys, went to some really fun parties, I guess you would say, and but I would go to them, I would be unhappy, and so I would go to the parties and make out with cute boys and feel fun and fulfilled, and then I'd wake up the next morning and feel the same, as unhappy and unfulfilled as I did the day before.
I met so many people with so many different views, and all the people that I live with, that I just kind of got lost in it, and those are the only people around me, and I experienced this loneliness that no one had anything in common with me, and then this just continued, and the first 2 quarters became a very dark time of my college career. It wouldn't, not so much, wrapped up in like tons and tons of moral depravity, even though I did experience a lot of that. But then also just knowing that I just wasn't hearing God around me. Like it just felt like God wasn't around me.
That's what it was like for my whole freshman year. I was just kind of went to the Bible studies when I had time, and I didn't even really have a church to go to because I couldn't find a church that I liked, and so I didn't go very often. And I faltered spiritually and morally during my freshman year because of that, and that was one of my greatest regrets. I wish I had gotten involved sooner.
When you first go to college, you're away from your parents and you feel this freedom, that you're free, and you just think, wow, I don't have a curfew anymore. I can stay out as late as I want. I can do whatever I want, and my parents won't be there to say, you have to be home at this time. Where were you? What were you doing? And so a lot of times what I did as well is you just want to go crazy, and so you just go crazy, and that's when you drink and you go to the parties and stuff because mom and dad aren't there anymore.
Because when I came to college, God was not a part of my daily life, even though I definitely wanted to be in my mind and heart. And I experienced darkness and loneliness that I had, and it came about subtly. It wasn't through like extremes, but it came about subtly, and it was very deceptive for me.
And I never thought that I would ever falter, but I did. And it's pretty easy to do because it's such a hard transition you have all this freedom like no other. No, mom and dad aren't around, they can't watch you. You have the pressure of school, and then you're meeting a ton of new people, you have to find new friends, and it's just hard, and you kind of lose track of your priorities because you're trying to balance all these new things, and you find yourself doing things that you never thought you would ever do.